Have y'all seen what IShowSpeed is doing? Have y'all seen what this young man is doing? Have y'all seen the reactions? Have y'all seen what the Buddhist monks are doing? Have y'all seen the reactions? So I was asleep and woke up about an hour ago. In my dream, like I was waking up throughout the night, and I just kept feeling that these two events are powerful, that they're linked, and that they're really, really, really powerful, and like they're really edging us closer to something. And so, I woke up and just started reflecting on what that something could be, and like, why am I feeling what I'm feeling? Basically, like, I'm feeling like the peace and the compassion and all that the monks are kind of bringing out of us, and letting people know that there has been a desire and a thirst and a longing, a yearning, a deep yearning for peace. And a lot of Black people have felt this in America, right? Because when you say Black, that term wouldn't have even had to really exist if it weren't for the United States. And so I think the diaspora in Africa and us out here, we're starting to kind of realize that, yeah, we might look the same, but we have completely different experiences. Like, it's a very unique experience in the United States. And if you're from here, you understand that. But you understand that even more if you leave. The same way an African outside looking in, they're fed a lot of propaganda about us. They're shown the Love and Hip Hops and the baddies of the world and the gangsterous rappers. Like, they're shown a certain image of us as well. So let's, because these forces that want us to be against each other and not united, right? The forces that are promoting the division in the first place, they want us seeing each other as something that, oh yeah, we cool off of that then. Like, when in actuality, even though some of them are fed certain things about us, that doesn't make them hate us. Like, and they also, like, I learned from example, I used to date a Nigerian, and he would tell me how growing up he was listening to Akon and to like Eminem and to T-Pain and just a lot of different Black artists from out here, or that are, that were based out here, and they all got crunk to that. Like, that was their stuff. Like, they like, our music was so big out there, basically. Like, their music, of course, but our music too. Like, in us growing up, it's not like we could name, like, yeah, like the Ethiopian artists, like all the Black kids in America, we all was bumping that stuff. Like, you can't really say the same thing, but in certain, like in Nigeria, they can say that about our country. And so, like, our influence is so massive and so global that a lot of the Africans never really drank that Kool-Aid of like what's been portrayed onto us as like just that certain toxic, Black stereotype image or whatever. So, and with IShowSpeed, I feel like he's live streaming, y'all. Like, he's up close and personal with Africans, with Native, Indigenous, living on the land, on the continent, those Africans. And so it's just like, these are the kids that are having their eyes busted wide open. Like, they didn't necessarily grow up with the Feed the Children commercials that we grew up with. So I feel like their knowledge of Africa is just absent. So it's more so just like they don't know anything at all, and maybe they think the most surface level stereotypes. Like, I've been seeing the jokes about like, oh, they don't even have internet, or like, how you gonna use your phone type of thing. Like, just very basic, simple-minded stuff. Like, nothing in detail, nothing about knowing there's 54 countries, nothing about knowing how, Ethiopia was never conquered, what West Africa is, or which countries are in East Africa. None of the things that are even slightly specific or like fact-based, or, and so with IShowSpeed there, he's giving a first-hand scoop. Like, there is no, like, you can't tell these kids nothing no more after what they were seeing. They're seeing developed cities, and they're seeing X, Y, and Z. So I say this because I feel like it connects, after just meditating on it a little bit, I feel like it connects to the monks, because we've been knowing that, okay, enough is enough. We desire peace, right? And the black kids are also realizing, and we don't have peace here. Look at who the president is. Look at what's going on. Look at who the vice president, like, look at what's going on. So if we don't have peace here in this country, right, we don't own anything, even though we built everything, we don't own anything. And then they're seeing this alternative option. Because I feel like generations before us never really would consider moving to Africa. That sounded so far out there, such a outlandish, like, idea. But I think the kids are having the seed planted in their mind to potentially have this reality be possible for them. A large number of them, because you already see folks that are in my generation, like the Zillennials, right? Gen Z, millennial, right in that cusp, including the millennials, of course, and the Gen Z, like the older age Gen Zs, like they're taking that leap of faith and they're moving, like they're not really. So I feel like it's the Gen Alpha and the Gen, is it Gen Y? No, Gen Alpha that comes after Gen Z, right? So those older kids are having a seed planted in them at a very ripe age, like a very not ripe, that's not the right word, but a very young formative age. And so I think that's going to make lasting impacts. And so shout out to the monks, because wow, like I feel like them being here, not only is it helping us realize what we want, but they're actually spreading peace, like the compassion. These energies, these frequencies are just that. They're energies and frequencies, and you can up a frequency, you can reduce a frequency, you can have a stereo, a radio, you could turn it up or you could turn it down. Like you could turn up a certain radio station, turn to the next radio station. Oh, I don't want that. Better yet, skip it. And so I feel like them coming to us, these Buddhist monks on foot, like they are literally spreading love and compassion and peace and having an impact on us. They're planting those seeds of peace. And so I feel like I'm just seeing, like if I were a detective and I'm like, what does the next 10, 25 years look like? I'm just putting together these very huge events, very huge, nothing like it done before on our soil, having a Black American kid, young man on the continent with the number of followers and subscribers and viewers he has, right? And get this, y'all, right before I end this video, and make sure you like the video if you enjoy this topic. Like the video for Africa, like the video for liberation of melanated people everywhere. Because once we're liberated, when melanated people are liberated, when indigenous native people, when the OG people are liberated and have that sense of, once we're back made whole and at peace, and once we feel that truly, because we've always been whole, but once we've been chipped at and really, really, really done a number on. But what about our spirit, like our soul, maybe our psyche, maybe our mentality, our psychology, but those things can be changed. Maybe our habits. We've been conditioned to having certain toxic habits, and that can eventually destroy our souls and our spirits, because they weren't able to really break. They've never been able to break all of us. Like they might break some weak-minded people, right? And I only say that because there's a spectrum of people. The strong shall survive, and we're still here. So we are the products of the strongest, right? But when it comes to the mentality, I think with the monks, they're kind of shattering and kind of helping us kind of snap out of it and realize like we are in control of our destiny. We are in control of our emotions, our reactions, and our direction. Really, we could claim this whole thing if we want. So last thing I want to mention is BRICS, right? So BRICS, what is BRICS? BRICS stands for Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, right? And what BRICS is, basically, it's the forming of major emerging economies that want to gain more power in the world because they see that it's very US dominated, very Western country dominated, and they're just trying to even the playing field a little bit. But guess what? Guess who joined recently? We have Egypt that has joined recently, Ethiopia, right? Two African countries, Iran, the UAE, and Indonesia. And so, and more countries are trying to join, trying to form with this new system, for this new monetary system, this new global power system, right? And so why do I bring that up? I feel like that's relevant because if I were to try to predict the next 10, 15, 20 years, I feel like the fact that we have different countries doing something new and together with unity, and these are Eastern countries, right? These are like, Ethiopia is one of the only African countries that was never colonized successfully, right? That's where the Rastas have their version of Jesus, right? Their Messiah came from Ethiopia. It was the king of Ethiopia, Haile Selassie. He was the one who prevented them from being, their country from being overtaken, overthrown, or anything. And I'm pretty sure Speed is going there too. So that's all for this, folks. I'm probably going to talk about this again because this is really big. This is a big moment in history right now with the monks, with what's happening with IShowSpeed, and what's happening with BRICS. So if you're here, you're a thinker. So I'm just giving you some more information that you probably already knew, but just a different perspective to look at it. And so you can kind of like sit with those thoughts and take what you think from it. Because yeah, like, this is, a lot of people ask a lot of people, like, do you know what BRICS is? And they don't, or like, you heard about BRICS, right? And like, I'm thinking this is like basic global economic stuff for me. I think it's simple, but I guess you have to be interested in something. Like, a lot of people are just in survival mode, so they aren't able to really study, right? And so I understand my privilege, that I have time to, like, you know, write, journal. I mean, I feel like everybody does technically, and it's just a priority thing and how you, yeah, but I understand there's a lot that's going on. And so slowly but surely, though, I think things are changing. Anyway, like this video if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment. What do you think about this? Let's get this discussion going. Anyway, thanks for watching. Peace, y'all.